We just talking.
I'm the creator and the executive producer of Top Model. And Top Model is a show about supermodels and what it takes to be a supermodel, the ins and outs, the grit, the grind. This is my first executive producership, and I take it very seriously. I've been talking to the lighting guy, just had a meeting with the DP yesterday, all the way down to picking the girls' clothes of what they're going to wear for publicity shoots, and I'm very involved. I'm actually going to be managing the winner. Along with IMG Models, I'm going to be their manager. So that'll be a first thing, executive producer and manager. Because they're going to be a superstar. Their names are going to be thrown in with like my name and Heidi Klum and Giselle Bundchen. So I want to make sure that their career is going the right way. And I have over 10 years of experience in this world. So I'm going to be guiding that career. This is like a crash course in rejection, a crash course in being broken down. And if they can handle that, then they've got what it takes. But it takes a very thick skin.
I've been up all night watching Netflix's documentary about Tyra Banks and America's Next Top Model. I understand why people are mad. I do understand. But I also say you have to understand the time that this all happened was in 2003. Reality TV was a wild, wild west back then. Every show was trying to outdo each other to stay on the air. We had people that were eating rats on Survivor. We had people getting in Nevada spiders on Fear Factor. Simon Cowell was telling people they sucked to their faces. I cannot forget that Tyra that was a young Black woman trying to make it in the reality TV game. The battles that this Black woman had to fight just to stay on the air for other people to come on the air. In the documentary, they said no network wanted to pick up the show except UPN. Everybody said no. As a woman who has pitched a bunch of shows and tried to get her own talk show, I understand that. Let me tell you something. I bet you if Heidi Klum had shopped the show around and every model looked like Gigi Hadid, it'd have been picked up immediately. Immediately. There's a lot of stuff that we did not know back then that would not have happened if this show aired now. People are blaming Tyra for allowing them to cut a Black woman's hair wrong. I remember that when they cut the girls from New York and she was bald and they cut it. She had bald patches. We didn't have the sensitivities behind the scenes back then that we do now. Nowadays, if you have a Black talent, they make sure to get Black stylists. That's what we had to fight for to get. And I'm going to tell you, I say this because I remember a time. See, now you see a lot of Black women in shows. They used to call me the Black girl who did all the white TV shows. That's the title I used to have because you didn't see many Black women running around on sitcoms. And I booked a lot of those jobs. But there was a time I did a show and the white stylist, they thought my hair was too oily. It wasn't a wig. We didn't wear wigs back then. So it was my hair. And he thought it was too oily. He didn't know what to do. He poured a whole tub of baby powder on my hair to absorb the oil and then took the curling iron to curl it. Now, here I was, a young Black girl. I wanted the job. So I didn't have the power to go, stop. I do now. I got the power to fire people if they mess up my hair. I didn't back then. So I had to take it as my hair was frying. They didn't know what to do because my hair started frying. So they grabbed one of the stylists from the show Living Single because they were close to me. Her name was Julie. And she came over and she fixed my hair. And she said, my God, what did they do? I was in tears. That happened back in the day. That would never happen now. So back in the day, what people don't understand is the battles that this woman probably had to fight just to keep it inclusive. She came to them saying, I want a diverse cast. I want Black women. I want Latin women. I want plus size women. And everybody said no because the industry standard looked like one thing. So she couldn't protect everybody, nor did she own the show. Now, and I'm not saying that the show didn't do terrible things because it did. But I just want to think about it in the context of which it happened. And there were battles that she was fighting because you always think about the long game. I want this show to stay on the air. I want more Black women to come on. I want more plus size women. You remember Isis? When Isis came on the show, Isis was trans, I believe. She would not have made it on season 1. They would not have let her be on that show. But what we know now, we love the trans community. We accept our skin now. But back then, when I tell you the battles, people don't understand. When we are in power, the battles we got to fight that you will never know about. Never. to keep a show on the air. There are things that we have to do that people will tell us. If you want to stay on the air, this is what you got to do. And we got to weigh the options. And sometimes we make bad decisions and we look up and we go, in hindsight, maybe I should not have done it. But I just want to open the door and give a platform to people who look like me. And so I ask, I don't agree with some things that Tyra did. There were things that maybe could have been stopped, but I do ask that people look at it in the context. We are woke now. We are more. We know so much more now than we did back then, and I just hate that she's getting so much flack. She does need to take accountability. You know, I know that. But I also know the battles. Some people will never understand the battles that are fought. You see a person sitting there and think, oh, it's so fun. And you'll never know the battles that are being fought behind the scenes so that it can stay on the air and so you can give people an opportunity.
There is no way in hell America's Next Top Model would have survived if people did not think that was a good show, if people did not enjoy watching that show. That show would have been cancelled in season 1 if people hated it, if people thought that, oh, it is very heinous, if people thought that there were so many injustices happening. It would have been cancelled in season 1, but people kept watching. The numbers kept going up and up and up, and then it kept getting renewed. Okay. So in 2020, when people were going through COVID, that is when people started rewatching the whole entire show and being like, okay, that is problematic. That is problematic. But for the longest time, everybody was just okay with this show. As a matter of fact, this was one of the most successful shows on television because guess what? It lasted for over a decade, okay?
Unpopular opinion, but like y'all going so hard on Tyra Banks as if that wasn't a team of people that did that goddamn show. America's Next Top Model this. America Next Top Model ruin these girls' life. Tyra. Can y'all shut the fuck up? Because all y'all every single week was watching America's Next Top Model and wanting them to push the envelope. So for y'all to have this fake outrage is the problem with media and society today. Not every goddamn thing need a dissertation. Was what she did wrong? Yes. Did these people willingly sign up for it? Yes. Were they exploited? Yes. Do I feel bad for these girls? Yes. But for y'all to singly blame Tyra as if it wasn't a TV show for a network is bonkers and fake outrage. Because y'all be watching baddies.
I honestly agree with him. I feel like the outrage is super selective. It is super selective right now. America's Next Top Model was not a one-woman operation. It wasn't Tyra alone in a room making every decision. There was a whole production team. There was a whole network. There were network executives. There were editors in there. There were judges. And there was an entire machine behind that show. And guess what? The contestants signed the contracts. They agreed to be on this show. And some of them had watched season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They watched the whole entire of these seasons and they enjoyed what they saw and they said, I want to be in it. Why did they say that? They say that because they wanted the exposure. They say that because they wanted that career boost. They say that because there was something in it for them. I mean, this is not to say that I'm now excusing Tyra for what she did. I'm not trying to erase the exploitation because that truly did happen. But this was not some hidden underground operation that Tyra was running. It was Prime TV, and everybody wanted a piece of it. And before you come for me, two things can be true at the same time, okay? Were some of the things done in the show super wrong? Absolutely. Some of the challenges were super insensitive. Some of the comments were harsh, especially from the judges. Oh my God. Some of their comments were so harsh. And some situations clearly pushed the girls emotionally for the sake of entertainment. And it is also true that the culture of reality TV definitely pushed boundaries for the ratings of this show. A lot of things were done for the purposes of entertainment and for the purposes of ratings, okay? But to act like Tyra was the only adult in the room is so unrealistic. This was a network show. It aired for years. It was renewed season after season because the numbers were there. The audience was there. And that's the part that people don't want to admit. The same public that is so outraged right now, the same people that are so mad right now, were back in the day watching every single week. They were watching every single week. They were using the memes. They were voting. They were quoting the lines. They were buying into this drama. And so you can critique the past. That is definitely your right. You can critique the past, but accountability should be shared, not weaponized against one person.
Catch some heat for this, but I'm not about to let them use Tyra Banks as a scapegoat. Watching especially Nigel be so oblivious. Oh, I didn't know that was happening. Nigel, Jay Alexander, Jay Manuel, Janice Dickinson, and also that guy, Ken, I think was his name. That was, the whole creator of the show. They all need to be held the fuck accountable too. Jay Manuel, I'm not buying all of that shit that you was saying. It's because you got fired that now you want to be all against Tyra, but you was all on her ass when it was happening. Switched ethnicities, that bothered you so much, but you stayed and announced it and then try to be like, oh, well, you can see in my face that I'm uncomfortable.
And see, now y'all are taking it too far, because I understand that Tyra Banks is getting all of this grief because she did not, frankly, apologize for most things. But y'all not going to sit up here on Sherry Shepherd's show and act like y'all wasn't active participants. And this is why I don't like a lot of these interviews, because they're not asking them the hard questions based on what we watched in the documentary.
What should Tyra do?
Well, wow. Yeah.
I think she answered. She should answer the questions.
She should answer the questions that they ask her.
I mean, look, I'm not her publicist. I'm not sure who her publicist is, but that being said, I think the reality is, and how we approached it, is just to be absolutely honest with it. And it's okay. It's okay to admit that you made a mistake. It's okay to say, I'm sorry.
When Kenya was doing that photo shoot in Africa, and she said multiple times that the male model was making her uncomfortable, both Nigel and Jay were present. And during the photo shoot, Jay told her to continue and to be professional, and did not at any point address the male model. And he certainly did not apologize during the documentary. And Nigel, in the documentary, said, in not these exact words, that people need to basically be able to fend for themselves in the industry, and that there was a bunch of cameras around, so she should have felt okay. She should have felt like she was fine. And y'all know I'ma call a spade a spade. Tyra Banks was the only one that apologized and said she should have did more. She is the only one in the documentary. So now it's like y'all are getting a little bit too comfortable.
Without America's Next Top Model, would we even be checking for Jay? For Nigel? Would they have the global recognition that they have now? Absolutely not. Tyra built that platform. And here's what bothers me the most, actually. They were there. They were not interning for Tyra. They were not extras in this show. They were key parts of that machine. They participated in judging. They participated in eliminations. They participated in the criticisms of those women. They benefited from the fame that Tyra gave them, the platform that Tyra gave them. They benefited from that exposure.
What's your relationship with Tyra Banks today?
I mean, Tyra and I are still friendly. I don't speak to her often. I normally speak to her sort of once or twice a year, and things come up and something happens and we're at an event or something like that where we bump into one another, and it's always been very cordial.
Seeing Tyra's reaction to being asked, is she ready to speak about what happened between her and myself?
Can we talk now about what happened with you and Jay?
I should call Jay. I don't want to do this here. Yeah.
My phone number's the same. She knows it. I have not gotten a phone call, but I don't think I will get that phone call, to be honest with you. And I'm not expecting it. In Tyra's world, and this can speak to everyone in Tyra's world, you don't leave Tyra. Tyra leaves you. If I never spoke with Tyra again in this lifetime, I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with it. I don't need it.
Do you miss the friendship?
I don't.
He does. Oh my God. I think he does.
Winning top model does give you a scarlet letter.
Well, the documentary is out. It's getting a lot of press right now, a lot of buzz. A lot of people are saying a lot of negative things about it, but you have always talked kind of positively about your...
Not kinda, absolutely.
Yeah. So does it change your perspective of any of your experience after watching?
Well, my experience was exactly that. It was mine, and nothing can change what I know. And so even telling Jay, Miss Jay, I told him, Mr. Jay, excuse me, I said, You know, I'm going to be a bit biased watching this because I only know what I know.
Yeah.
And having won the show, it makes it a bit different. But watching it and learning other women's experiences, which I knew nothing about, the sexual assault. One of the things the young lady said, Danny, is that winning top model does give you a scarlet letter. And it is true. I have not heard many people say it.
Wow.
I've worn it for years. I wear it with grace.
Yeah.
And I use top model as the door that was mildly ajar. And I kicked that thing in and went to go get everything God had for me.
Yeah, you've built an amazing career since America's Next Top Model, and you went into reality TV too on The Housewives.
Yes, I did Housewives.
Do you think being on America's Next Top Model prepared you for The Housewives?
Oh, nothing can prepare you for Housewives. Oh my goodness. You want to talk Tyra? Let's pull the cat back on Housewives.
But you know what's funny? What's funny is how people are recreating the scenes from America's Next Top Model. And they're doing these skits. And oh my God, I have been laughing for the last 15 minutes. I have just been laughing and laughing because of these skits. Here are some of them.
Wanna be on the side. Wanna be on the side. Wanna be on the side. Wanna be on the side.
Trying to act like you people were not entertained, trying to act like you people were not watching, trying to act like you people were not quoting lines from America's Next Top Model. That is not growth. That is selective memory. You can hold Tyra accountable and still admit that the system and the audience played a role too. Two things can be true at once. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'll see y'all later.